Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you guys might know, I have my own little woodworking business here in central Alberta, and today we're going to be talking about big mistakes when it comes to storing lumber. Lots of times storing lumber, we get lumber wet and then we have to store it and let it dry out, or even just from the store, because we know that buying lumber in bulk supplies, or bulk quantities, will be ultimately cheaper, and then we'll be able to make more for our woodworking business. So that's why we normally buy lumber in bigger quantities, but then we have to end up storing it, which then sometimes ended up storing it, we can actually wreck the wood, and it's not as good for later. When we go to use it and make furniture out of it, high-end furniture. So the first big mistake when storing your lumber is not having equal support throughout the whole board. I believe in having, lots of times I use pallets, or even for spacers, you want to make sure your wood's up off the ground. So for your spacers, you want to have equal every like 2 feet or even 16 inches of board underneath, because if there's a gap on the end, or a gap, large gaps in the middle, like a big span in the middle, it's gonna warp there just because gravity, and it's just physics. Second thing you want to do is keep it out of sunlight. Keep your wood out of sunlight, because the hot cool transitions from the sun, because the sun is very warm, can cause it to crack and warp, and is just not very good for your lumber. My last point is, the higher you store your lumber, the better. This is because we want our lumber to be out of the humidity as much as we can. And we know heat rises, and if it's in our shop, you want like shelves up on the wall to store your lumber, because then when it's up there, it'll be less humid and ultimately less cracking and warping, because humidity really messes with the wood. So yeah, those are 3 tips for you guys about for storing lumber and these big mistakes. If you follow these tips, ultimately you'll have hopefully better lumber when you go to use it, and more of it will be useful for your projects. Thanks for watching. Please check out some of my other videos, and please subscribe.